It began with the forging of the shitty movies. Many were given to the Happy Madison flicks, lazy shitty comedies of the Sandlers. Others came from the Seltzerberg, who thought referencing other movies counted as jokes. Critics thought that these were as bad as they could get, but they were all of them deceived, for another movie was made. In the land of Hollywood, in the fires of 20th Century Fox, was forged in secret a horrible movie, and in it was poured all their bent-up laziness, crudeness, and unholy unfunniness, and contempt for all their audience. One movie to shit on them all. Hello everybody, I'm some loudmouth on the internet with an opinion, and I got nothing. This was a really hard one to do. The experience of having to watch this abomination of a movie over and over again in order to make this review has just drained the life out of me. I barely even feel like I want to go on, but for you, the audience, I guess I have to. In case you haven't figured it out, this is a review of the 2013 chemical abortion known as Movie 43. Now, the first thing we need to explore is, why is this called Movie 43? In Douglas Adams' A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, we learn from the greatest computer in the galaxy that the ultimate answer to life, the universe, and everything is, in fact,
42.
So if 42 is the ultimate answer to life, the universe, and everything, then I can only theorize that movie 43 is the opposite. Basically, this movie is the anti-life equation that Darkseid was in search of. Or maybe it's called that because it feels like it's 43 years long. Hell if I know. But I feel balder than I've ever been because of this movie. What is most shocking and interesting about this movie at the same time is the number of huge Oscar-nominated stars that appear in this. You have to wonder, what the hell do the filmmakers offer to get all these stars to appear? Many have made jokes about Kate Winslet's kids being held hostage by the filmmakers, but let's be honest, who the hell really knows what these actors were thinking? You might be thinking, though, Loudmouth, come on, if this movie attracted so much talent throughout the entertainment industry, it can't possibly be as bad as you say it is. Maybe it's bad, but the worst movie ever made? No way. You're just exaggerating. This is just pure clickbait. No. No, no, no. You have no idea what Movie 43 has to offer. Hell, even the fictional Ask the Movie from the movie Idiocracy sounds like a more classy, sophisticated, and intelligent movie than Movie 43. Trying to research the backstory of why so many actors appeared in this movie, from what I hear, most of them were guilted into it by the filmmakers. Many showed all the connections within the Hollywood industry and all the nepotism that goes on, and many people I personally knew the filmmakers and did it as a favor. Some celebrities managed to escape this Titanic before it hit the iceberg, Colin Farrell being among them, as well as Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. George Clooney had the best response when he was asked to participate in Movie 43. His response was, "Fuck off." Unfortunately, many other actors were roped in by the filmmakers.
Charlie, I forget his name. He's the producer of it. Mm-hmm. He's the godfather of my stepdaughter.
Okay.
And a personal friend. He said, come do this for half a day. I read the thing and it was like, fine, whatever.
Despite that, Gears kept trying to get out of his shoot. For example, he kept saying that, oh, I have a project over here, so I can't make it out all the way out to the shoot. But then the filmmakers just responded by delaying the shoot and moving it back where he was. So no matter how much he tried, he couldn't get out of his commitment. Hugh Jackman and Naomi Watts didn't show up to the movie's premiere, obviously ashamed of what they had done. Another thing that's particularly shocking about the way this movie turned out is that some of the people behind it have actually produced good stuff in the past. Hell, James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, directed one of this movie's sketches. Seriously? And Peter Farrelly, one of the directors of Dumb and Dumber and There's Something About Mary, also had a hand in all this. Something must have sucked the funny out of him. Hell, Elizabeth Banks even had directing duties in this movie. Yeah, not looking forward to her Charlie's Angels reboot. With this movie, we have the epitome of how low the entertainment industry can get from lots and lots of people who absolutely should have known better. If I were to have written any of these movie sketches and I were to go pitch them, they'd probably think I was a sociopath. Yet because the writers of this movie had good connections in the industry, they were able to get this garbage to the big screen. At least I can assume people like Uwe Boll or Adam Sandler legitimately don't know any better. So, I guess there's no more delaying. We gotta dive into movie 43. Abandon all hope, ye who enter this movie. Here's movie 43. We start this monkey turd with the first celebrity to make a royal ass of himself, Dennis Quaid, who is pitching a movie to a Hollywood executive played by Greg Kinnear, which leads us into our first sketch.
This is a movie that is about something, but it could also be very commercial. It's a smart movie with heart. The movie opens on a smart career woman, think Kate Winslet, and she's about to go out on a blind date.
I'm guessing this whole thing was kind of an in-joke among Hollywood executives of dealing with terrible scripts that are pitched to them under false pretenses. That may be a good in-joke if you work in Hollywood, but that's hardly really relatable for the general audience. Into our first sketch, where we see Kate Winslet about to go on a blind date. She's a little apprehensive at first, but she's assured that her blind date is a handsome, successful, and well-connected Hugh Jackman.
His law firm by the time he was like 28. He's opening a new restaurant with Derek Jeter.
Probably got one of those awkward character faces that sort of really has to grow on you, right?
Mr. Character Face is on the cover of Gotham magazine.
That's him?
She's wondering why such a catch is still single. Oh, there's a reason why.
That's where I draw the line. Do not start putting down the scarf. Here, feel this. 100% pashmina. Well, at least that's what the guy...
You can't see them because I have to censor those out. But yes, Hugh Jackman has a pair of testicles hanging off his chin. So yeah, if you thought X-Men Origins Wolverine was the low point of Hugh Jackman's career, not even close. And if you think that's as low as this movie gets, you have no idea what's coming. The entire joke of this sketch is that nobody except Kate Winslet seems to notice the chin balls. There really isn't any other joke to it. It's just kind of a gross visual gag that might be funny in brief doses, but this movie just goes on and on and on.
On your...
Oh, coming on my neck? Leave it to me to embarrass myself on a first date. Oh. There? I got it?
Bit more on the left, left side of dribbly bit.
Hey, Angie. Hey. How the hell are you guys? You good?
Work! You caught the big one.
Did I? Do you not notice?
Look how big little Evan's getting. Come here, little.
Yeah,
Come here.
growing like crazy.
No.
Big boy.
Yeah, who's a big boy? Who's a big boy, huh?
Crazy.
Yeah, this movie just placed a pair of testicles on top of the head of a baby. You know, if Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet want to make complete fools of themselves, fine. You're adults. You have free agency in that matter. That baby did not sign up for this sketch, okay? He's going to grow up now as the kid who had Hugh Jackman's neck balls on his head. That is going to scar him for life. Fuck you all. So that miserable embarrassment of a sketch ends with, of course, a gross-out visual gag, as we then flash back to Dennis Quaid and Greg Kinnear being incredibly dull.
Well, I thought you said you wanted to make a smart movie with heart.
Okay, go on.
This isn't that. And Kate Winslet isn't going to make a movie with a guy who's got balls hanging off of his chin.
Oh, get it? This movie's being so meta, saying that Kate Winslet would never be in a sketch with a guy with balls hanging off his chin, when we just saw Kate Winslet in a sketch with a guy with balls hanging off his chin. You're so meta, movie. You're so clever. Our next sketch involves King Kong's Naomi Watts and X-Men Origin Wolverine's Liev Schreiber. They both play two parents who apparently homeschool their teenage son. And throughout this miserable sketch, they try to give him an authentic high school experience by replicating the worst moments high school has to offer.
There's the alienation, the loneliness.
It should be the unhappiest time in a boy's life.
Among the horrible, abusive things these fucktard parents do to their son, they include rubbing shit all over him and tying him to a fence pole.
Louder.
I suck dicks. I suck dicks. Like you mean it. I suck dicks. I suck dicks. I suck them all the time.
And then in a particularly disturbing scene, the boy's mother decides to replicate the experience of a first kiss.
Emily and Cara said we should go all the way. What do you think?
I need to give Adam Sandler's That's My Boy some credit now. That movie trying to normalize statutory rape was despicable, but at least that movie didn't normalize incest. At least it knew incest was disgusting. That's My Boy is more mature than this movie. Think about that. Then if that wasn't loathsome enough, the next scene his father does next to the same thing.
I just wanted to say that if I did like guys, you'd totally be the kind of guy that I'd like.
Hey, at least this time I can't accuse this movie of not treating female and male sexual predators the same. This movie's pretty much equal opportunity loathsome. And of course, the sketch ends with his son showing obvious signs of emotional and mental damage after his years of physical and sexual abuse by his parents.
Jen, my mom says hi.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Mrs. Miller. I'm the pretty girl.
Oh, those silly abused children who have mentally scarring issues after being physically and sexually abused by their parents. They're so silly. This whole sketch is about as hateful and mean-spirited as any piece of comedy I have ever seen. It's basically a childish and cruel insult against parents who homeschool their kids. I don't think parents who homeschool should be off limits or anything, but this movie has nothing to say about homeschool. It just uses another excuse for more gross-out, uncomfortable gags. Oh, and in the real world, homeschool children have better grades and are often better adjusted than their peers. Fuck off, movie. The next sketch involves future Star-Lord Chris Pratt, and he's, of course, about to propose to Anna Faris. They are both romantically sitting under a tree, and it quickly goes as low as you can get.
There's something I'd like to ask you.
How about we say it at the same time? 1, 2...
Will you poop on me?
Well, since that's how this movie treats its audience, that seems very appropriate.
You don't think it's a little weird for wanting him to shit on her?
Whoa. Slow down, man. Have respect for this guy, okay? She did not ask him to shit on her. Shitting is something you do on a whore. Right? Pooping is a gift you give to your soulmate.
Somebody was actually paid to write that. Think about that. We then follow that up with Star-Lord sucking down tacos on a toilet, where he then goes into bed with Anna Faris and starts rolling around while farting.
I gotta...
Tell me how much you love me.
Oh, I love you so much.
How much?
Oh, I love you so much. I'd kill a man. Can we do this, please?
If you find any of this sexy or funny, seek therapy. This scene of Chris Pratt lying in bed trying to hold it all in lasts a very, very uncomfortable several minutes, and the comedic payoff this leads to, is truly indescribable.
Oh my God, Doug, no!
This movie needs to come with a warning label. Do not watch this movie after eating. We then cut back again to Dennis Quaid, who of course makes a joke that sinks even lower than the previous sketches. And I didn't even think that was possible.
My life. How did you get on the lot?
I sucked off the security guard.
What do you mean?
I'm not being cryptic here, Griffin. I blew the security guard.
Jerry's gay?
Well, not really. He fought me every step of the way.
A rape joke? Are you serious? Oh my God. This brings back like really, really horrible memories for me. Like that time I was raped by MTV's Lacey Green. But who hasn't been raped by Lacey Green at least a few times? Quaid follows that bit of depravity by pointing a gun at Greg Kinnear, and then he proceeds to pitch the rest of this movie's sketches at gunpoint.
Yes? Cool. Well then, sit down.
Well, this probably bears an eerie similarity with how this movie was pitched. Again, so meta. The next sketch involves Emma Stone and some random cashier who are having some odd couples fight where they say very random, odd, and unfunny things to each other.
It's her for Christmas.
You look like the slutty one on the Golden Girls.
Dorothy.
Blanche.
You take that back.
How's your acid reflux?
How's your HPV?
It's your HPV, Veronica. I'm just carrying it.
Let's not have another chicken or the egg debate, Neil.
Veronica's fine, Veronica.
I can't believe you named your dog Veronica.
I can't believe you sucked off that hobo for magic bean.
He was a wizard, Neil.
Shh.
What an odd thing to say.
Banana Fana Bill Clinton Hokey Pokey Hoppy Loppy Land. There. I can say random things too. It's not hard. And it's not funny. After that bit of nonsense, we get a weird-ass parody of an Apple commercial for a product called the iBabe, which is basically a large, naked woman-looking iPhone. So you think we've seen the end of that gag? Nope, that gag gets a lot worse later on. The next sketch is basically an extremely bad superhero parody involving Batman and Robin speed dating, featuring Uma Thurman as Lois Lane.
Sorry again.
Oh, I thought you were dating Superman.
No. We broke up about 6 months ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's been stalking me ever since.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Last night, I look out my bedroom window, and there he is, just floating there, just stroking that nasty little curl and masturbating. Blew his wad all over my window. He broke the window.
Well, to be fair, that's not that different from what he did in Superman Returns. Featuring Jason Sudeikis as Batman, constantly interrupting Robin, played by Justin Long. Mostly this parody decides to make fun of Batman and Robin and superheroes by pretty much just having them say random dirty stuff.
Sorry, I'm late. There's a line in the bathroom. Hi, I'm Supergirl.
I'm Robin.
That's,
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I can see her snatch.
Dude, I can snap.
Oh, my God. I can't believe the size of this thing. It's like a giant fucking cornfield. It's enormous down here. It's crazy. Look at that. I feel like at any moment, Shoeless Joe Jackson could walk out of it and I could play catch with him.
How It Should Have Ended features DC Comics parodies that are 1,000 times funnier than this movie, and they put them online for free all the time. Not to mention the Lego Movie. Massively more mature than this. Next, it's time for Richard Gere to make a complete fool of himself as we find out that the iBabe scene from earlier, that apparently that device has a fan in its vagina, causing young men who use it for its obvious purpose to have their penises mangled by the machine.
Vent, and then we placed a highly efficient, super powerful micro fan in the opening.
The vent is in her,
Lower quadrant.
vagiport.
Vagina.
Vagiport.
The vent is in the vagina.
A certain percentage of our younger demographic are sticking there.
Kids are sticking their penises in the vent. The fan then mangles their penises.
Disgusting.
Sir, the iBabe is a
High fidelity music player.
Yes, it also looks and feels exactly like a naked woman. Teenage boys are physically attracted to naked women.
Our research doesn't support that, sir.
That is fucking horrible! Seriously, what is the joke here? That if you build a sex toy that mangles people's penises, that it will mangle people's penises? No shit! Seriously, this sketch is one of the most painful sketches I have ever seen. Not just due to its subject matter, but just to how amazingly unfunny everything is. For the 100th time, this movie doesn't have a single laugh.
Step 2 and step 3.
Alright, that's it. Not one more minute of this. Goodbye, cruel world. Damn it! Now we get another talented young star who gets horribly ruined by this picture, as Chloe Morales stars in a sketch so embarrassing it has to be seen to be believed. Since this movie seems hell-bent and determined to cover every human bodily excretion the human body is capable of, it wasn't going to be too long, was it, before this movie got to period blood.
Yuck.
Ethan,
My brother spilled fruit punch on the couch. There's a big red stain.
I need to go.
But you're not getting picked up for another half hour. Want to sit and watch some more TV?
Yeah. I'll just watch it from back here.
Holy shit, you are covered in blood! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! You must have sat on a nail or something.
Wait, she's having her period.
Oh my god!
Look, I'm just gonna walk home.
No! You can't walk home in your condition, silly. Mikey, hurry!
There's just plastic bags. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do.
You know, if this movie was somehow any lower, the geothermal pressure would have crushed us all by now. As if having all these characters flip out over this in the most tasteless and over-the-top way possible was as low as you could get, it gets worse when her father arrives.
What the hell's going on here? Dad! Oh my God, honey! What the hell kind of sick family squashes a large tomato in my daughter's pants?
Whoa, watch what you're implying about my family.
Oh, I don't gotta watch anything, Jack.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You touching me?
Yeah.
You touching me?
You did not!
I touched you, bitch! Let's go!
Let's go, bitch!
I touched you!
Let's go!
Sucker punch him! Sucker punch him in the throat!
You know, I really need to make it clear, I am not against vulgar or raunchy humor. I like all kinds of raunchy comedies. The Hangover, Borat, Team America World Police. Recently, they had Sausage Party I thought was pretty funny. The problem is that the raunch needs to come from the comedic situations. In movie 43, the raunch is supposed to be the comedic situation. There's nothing built around it. It's just meant to be gross, disgusting, and raunchy, and that's where this movie's supposed to get its humor from. There's no other effort beyond that. What does all this flipping out about periods lead to in the end? This painfully bizarre, unfunny parody of a tampon commercial. Wait, how does no-leak tampons relate to a shark attack? Oh. Oh! Oh my God! So, in the next sketch, we see Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville, who play two best friends who are estranged after one of them sleeps with the other one's girlfriend. And in order to make it up to him, he captures a leprechaun, played by Gerard Butler's face being photoshopped onto the head of a midget.
You gotta give us the gold, that's the rules. Right?
The last thing you'll ever see is my cock. Start fucking you!
And since this is still movie 43, what do? Except have a cussing match full of gruesome violence and no laughs to be had whatsoever.
But first, lift my crusty Irish tape, you yeast-breeding cunthole!
Die! Die, you little magical
Hey, stop! Stop!
Think! If he's dead,
This all leads exactly where you would expect it to, where a second leprechaun, also played by Gerard Butler, starts opening fire on them, and it ends with both leprechauns being shot in the head. You know, I could say this was the low point of Gerard Butler's career, but in his case, I don't know if that's true. He's had quite a few low points lately. Back to that whole bullshit Hollywood script storyline that is supposed to tie all these random shorts together, but as we know, really doesn't. Greg Kinnear decides to go postal, as any rational person would do if they lived in the universe of this movie. And he decides to hold a gun to his boss for sleeping with his wife. Yeah, that was another piece of gross ineptitude I skipped over earlier in this movie.
Schrader, what are you guys doing? Playing a little improv game or something? Shut up. Get over here. I want you to blow Jerry.
What?
I want you to fillet Jerry. Right now, I'll put a bullet in your head.
Forced sex at gunpoint now. You know, why not make a few jokes about torturing puppies while you're at it? Because everything horrible in this world is just hilarious by virtue of its existence. We then get our second segment involving the first date between two celebrities, as we cut to Halle Berry and Stephen Merchant on a date together.
A lady with your face needs to resort to
Match.com.
Right.
Nice, Stephen. Talk about way above your league right there. This highly mismatched date eventually leads to them starting a game of truth or dare, in which the two of them start daring each other to do increasingly ridiculous and obnoxious things.
I dare you to go over. See that man with the black jacket, the husky guy? I dare you to go and pinch his ass.
saxophone. I'm sick of it. Fuck! I did, sorry. Okay, see that blind kid over there? I want you to blow out his candles before he gets a chance to. I dare you to make guacamole with your right breast.
You know, I never thought anything involving Halle Berry's tits would ever be not fun to watch, but this is. That's how bad this movie fails. You couldn't even make Halle Berry's tits entertaining. This leads to Merchant getting a tattoo on the side of his face of a penis ejaculating, forcing me to censor out his face for the rest of the sketch. And Halle Berry getting plastic surgery to look like a clown. And then Stephen Merchant getting plastic surgery to look like an Asian stereotype from the 40s.
You're really a very delightful woman.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're sweet, really. And I really did have a good time, but I'm just not that attracted to Asian men. Psych! Get in here, Yao Ming. We don't want these puppies to go to waste.
Yeah. Well, I may never masturbate again after that. Okay, not really, but that was really fucked up. Flashing back to the whole Hollywood lot storyline that no one really gave a shit about, Greg Kinnear continues his sadistic desire to force one man to blow another man in the lot of Hollywood. But this eventually, thankfully, is stopped by a very uncomfortable fourth wall breaking as Kinnear gets shot.
That's not gonna work.
God. Dear, come on, man. Give me a fucking break. Hey, it wasn't me. That's special effects folk.
And isn't this a movie about a bunch of shorts? And haven't we shown the last short?
No, actually, I think we have one more to go.
Why don't we just run that and cut all this bullshit?
Well, thanks for calling this movie bullshit, like we didn't already know that. But just because you're self-aware of the fact that your movie sucks, doesn't change the fact that your movie sucks. Our next sketch features Terrence Howard, set in 1959, which features a parody of sports movies, as well as parody of movies dealing with race relations in the 50s, which is actually a pretty good setup for a comedy. But this being movie 43, all it can do is repeat the same unfunny joke over and over and over again.
What game are we playing?
Basketball, coach.
What color is this game?
White.
Exactly. They're white, you're black. This is basketball. Lucius, come on up here, Lucius. Tell them, how long is your dick?
I don't know, coach. Like a foot and a half.
Your black ass is gonna swat that shit, jump over his cracker ass, and dunk in his goddamn face. How many fucking times do I have to tell you? You're black, they're white. This ain't hockey.
Okay, we get the joke! This sketch in different hands may have actually been mildly funny, but man, it just runs that joke into the ground by dragging it across several minutes when you expected to find something else. Then the movie ends with the white team getting horribly, horribly beaten, as the coach predicted. Yippee.
So I say, why not a sitcom?
Haha! You wish. Nope, the movie actually does not end here. Shortly after the credits begins, there's yet another one of these sketches.
What?
I love you even more.
Oh, Anson.
So why is this put after the credits? I mean, it's no crasser than anything that came before. Not really all that much worse. The only thing I can think of, it was put there at request of somebody involved here. That in the vain hope that enough people would have walked out of the theater by now that less people would have to witness their shame. This sketch stars Elizabeth Banks, who, as I mentioned earlier, was also one of this movie's directors. Her boyfriend has this cartoon cat that loves to get between them.
Handsome little boy.
Wow, look at the stunning way that animation is integrated into the scene. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Eat your heart out! This sketch treats us to disturbing scenes of a cat masturbating to pictures of his owner and fantasize about having oral sex with his owner, followed by him attacking Elizabeth Banks. Eventually, this leads to Banks beating the cat near to death, and the movie ends for real with a scene of a guy and a cartoon cat making out. Fuck this movie! Fuck everyone who made this movie! Fuck the laws of physics for allowing the eventual chemical bonding of macromolecules that would eventually lead to the process of natural selection starting, that would eventually lead to the evolution of complex multicellular organisms, that would eventually invent cinema, that would eventually lead to this movie's creation! Fuck! All jokes and hyperbole aside, movie 43 is not only the worst Hollywood movie I have ever seen, but it may well be the worst video ever shot that isn't illegal. It is never funny in the slightest, and there is nothing that remotely resembles a plot or a point. It is a repulsive, lazy, vile, dim-witted, unfunny, mean-spirited excuse for a movie, and I imagine that all the celebrities that were guilted in appearing in this garbage will regret it until the day they die. So why does this stupid movie really make me so angry? Because this movie is such a massive insult to talented people everywhere. There are so many wonderful, creative, and talented people, whether they be great artists, great writers, great engineers, great storytellers, who could create work that would be for the great betterment of society. And yet because they didn't know the right people, didn't have the promotional resources, were born in the wrong place, their work was never truly appreciated. That's why I love sites like YouTube so much. Thanks to it, I don't need a connection to some Hollywood executive or billionaire. Simply with a webcam and some video editing software, I can broadcast myself for the entire world to see. And if enough people like my work and click on my videos and enjoy them, I can even someday hope to earn a living making videos to entertain you guys. The Hollywood system should be looking for new ideas. It should be looking for new creative minds. But in reality, it doesn't work that way. In reality, it all just comes down to luck and nepotism. Movie 43 could have been written by anyone. Being vulgar isn't mature or bold, it's just lazy. Anyone can be vulgar. Children who overhear a few naughty words can be vulgar. Comedy and art takes real work and real thought. Good comedy needs to connect to the audience experience, and it was obvious that nobody behind Movie 43 put any effort into this whatsoever. It's not even that those responsible weren't capable of better. They just didn't give a fuck. When I think of all the great scripts that didn't get adapted, when I think of all the great novels that never got adapted, I think, this is what gets a $6 million budget? This is what gets support from so many within the industry? This? If I pulled some random person off the street, gave them a pen and paper, and told them to write something funny, I would put money down that they would be able to come up with something more creative, funny, and intelligent than this. I have read stuff written by small children that had more thought put into it than this. So on behalf of all the starving, underappreciated talent out there, I just want to scream, fuck Movie 43 to the heavens above. Everybody join with me. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck Movie 43!
So everybody, on top of the usual request to share, like, and subscribe to this video, I also hope that everyone in the comments section below posts fuck Movie 43 in their comments. I'm some loudmouth on the internet, and you just heard my opinion. If you like this video, please consider making a donation to my Patreon. Thank you.
Well, not really. He fought me every step of the way.